Hurricane Georges is looming just off the Gulf Coast. 4 states are under hurricane warnings as landfall appears inevitable. The question is when and where. From Florida to Louisiana, the ocean is inching closer and closer to roads, homes, and businesses. With more than $1 billion in damage so far, the worst may still be ahead. Thanks for joining us on this special edition of Weather Center. I'm Dennis Smith. We're going to go right to Mike Bono in the Forecast Center now for the latest on this dangerous situation. Mike?
Thanks a lot, Dennis. Yes, a dangerous storm out there in the Gulf of Mexico, borderline Category 3, which would be extensive damage on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It's a slow mover. There's really the potential for an awful lot of rainfall. Let's take a look at the particulars on it right now on the track, which has been going on as a hurricane only for 10 days across the Atlantic, and very little variations in the movement as it has tracked relentlessly toward, ultimately, the Gulf Coast of the United States. Centered at 4 p.m. Central Time, 125 miles southeast of New Orleans, with winds 110 miles an hour in areas near the center, mostly on the east side. Movement erratic, but northwest at 8 and 962 millibars of pressure. It has been down to 961. Aircraft reconnaissance is faithfully monitoring it, though. We're looking at hurricane watches and warnings on the map right now. Our warnings located, as we show you, running from Morgan City, Louisiana, including New Orleans, Lake Borgne, Lake Pontchartrain, mouth of the Mississippi, and to Panama City in Florida. Now, east of Panama City, we're looking at tropical storm warnings. The hurricane watches have been dropped. And Intracoastal City to Morgan City, hurricane watches and tropical storm warnings. Now, we have our crews down on the Gulf Coast, and we've been getting some pretty rough conditions in Pensacola, Florida, with Kristen Dodd. Jim Cantori, things are getting worse in Biloxi, Mississippi, and Bill Keneally we've been talking to from New Orleans. Jim is going to be our chief correspondent this time. Jim, how are things going down there on the coast?
Well, Mike, we really haven't seen very much heavy rain in the last 2.5 hours now, so we really haven't had a lot of that. But we'll take you up the beach here. I'm going to have my photographer pan up the beach. You can see some very dark skies up there, and no doubt a reduced visibility, as you can slowly see in the background the casino up there, the new casino that's being built. But that visibility has really come down. That's kind of giving me a read as to where the squalls are coming from. That is off to the east. So it's getting darker up there, so the rains could be entering, getting a little bit stronger here momentarily. But I've been standing here with this handheld anemometer, and we really haven't seen any sustained winds that command respect at this point. 15, 20 miles an hour tops, occasionally gusting to 30. About an hour ago, I had a small burst of 45 miles an hour. But that is about it for the winds so far. But, you know, with this new squall coming on down, we could have some winds that easily exceed tropical storm force because, as you know, those squalls can induce the wind field. Let me show you what is going on around here as the rain and the wind continue to slowly pick up. We have problems, especially earlier on when the tide was in a little bit, where there was some water crashing through the dunes and even over some of the road. As a matter of fact, the road not even 500 feet from where I'm standing right now, and it does not take much with the slope of the coastline here to bring that water inland. So we are anticipating problems, and because of that, local police have basically issued a curfew, not just for the coast, but for all of Harrison County. They want people off the roads at 6 o'clock, and we told them that 6 o'clock was going to be our last live shot here, and we would be moving inland. So you can be rest assured we're not going to sit on the coast for any 10 to 15-foot surge, which even where I'm standing right here is going to be over my head just a little bit. So, Mike, we continue to see a slow chewing of the coastline with these winds and waves, but again, the barrier islands right now serving as a big protection of this area. But when that surge comes in, barrier and islands are not. We will get to the east of that eye anywhere from 10 to 15 feet, possibly even higher than that. Now, that's a pretty good gust right there coming in, probably up to about 30. Needless to say, we'll keep you posted here from Biloxi. Right now, let's go back to you, Mike.
Thanks a lot, Jim Cantori at Biloxi, Mississippi, which is just